Hello and welcome to a review of Madden NFL 11. A new season of NFL football has gone underway, and this is the game that accompanies it. This is Madden NFL 11, and whether you're a player like me who's been playing Madden for the last however long, or you're new to the Madden series, I hope this review comes in helpful when it comes to your decision of buying the game. So we're going to start off with what's in this game and what game modes have we got to work with. Now obviously you've got the play now options and the multiplayer options, but there are a few things that have been added this year. First of all, there's the new Madden moments, which are live moments. So this comes from things like games that have just been played in recent weeks. You can go back and recreate those moments, and also they obviously have the classic Madden moments. You have my personal favourite, which is franchise mode, which I've spent already. I must be in my 4th season, I'm not sure, but really where the what's been revised the most is the multiplayer, because now not only can you play one-on-one against someone online, but you can have multiple players on each team, so you can have 3-on-3 online, which is a lot of fun. I have played it quite a bit, and it's just like more of a complete package and a lot of things that you wish that were in recent games but never were. So I'm glad to see they're listening to the community. Also, you can now play Madden Ultimate Team, which was in the game last year, but now it's back and better than ever. It's an addictive game. It's similar to fantasy football, where you collect players and collect cards, but Madden puts its own twist on the idea. Now we're going to get into some of the gameplay aspects of the game. You'll probably see most of my gameplays while playing with the Steelers, because I got a lot of these off the franchise mode. And also there's a few other things you might notice. It says at the bottom breast cancer awareness, because this is a themed part of the game, because when you get to a certain month, there's a special event which is breast cancer awareness month, and all the players play with like pink wristbands and stuff like that. This also happens on New Year's Eve games. You'll see like a Christmas style. It is quite good. It adds a bit to the game, but the main gameplay itself has stayed very similar over recent years, which is characteristic of the EA Sports games. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, because experienced Madden players will know that Madden is one of the most complicated games out there, and they have done their best to actually make it a bit easier for people who are just entering the game. With the new game flow system, the way this works is you can create your own game plan and let the computer interpret it into your game with just a press of the A button. As you can see, I'm using it quite a lot just because I can't be bothered scrolling through the playbook to try and find the perfect play, because I spent a few hours trying to create my perfect playbook, and that's how it's come across. I've thought I've done quite well, and it does take a lot of time, but once you've managed to tailor the playbook to your liking, it does work very smoothly, and you can even rate the plays in certain ways just to determine how often they come up in the playbook. It's really quite a nice feature.
He's going deep. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Steelers.
I want to take a moment to talk about the visuals in Madden now. Now, a lot of people complain that this is just a recycled game from last year, but I disagree. I think they've managed to patch up some of the visual glitches from last year, and it just looks it's a lot cleaner game, and it all seems to come together quite nicely. There's a lot more on the presentation side of things, because you'll hear team-specific chants in the background, and that's a really nice touch when you're playing a game. It really gets you into the atmosphere.
The pocket collapsing. Fumble on the play. To the 10. Touchdown Bengals. So as we reach the 2-minute warning, we would like to take the time to...
I'm now going to talk about some features which you may only realise if you've been playing Madden quite a bit over the last few years, and there's two that I have in mind. The first one is receivers have a lot more awareness at the sidelines. This was a big issue in past Madden games, because if you ran an out route, then receivers would just blindly run off the field trying to catch the ball with pretty much no awareness of where the edge of the field is. And this was one of the most... It was frustrating, because it would just ruin the game, and if you think you'd have a perfect play set out, and then your receiver would just run straight off the pitch, and it was frustrating. But now this has been they've obviously realised this is an issue, and they've fixed this now. Receivers have a lot more awareness, and it really opens up the playbook, allows you to use players that you would have never considered using before, and it's just a great feature. Another thing is pocket presence is a necessity in this game now. If on old Madden you used to be able to scramble out all the way to the sideline and then throw a 60-yard pass for a touchdown, this is it's just not possible anymore. Your passer is considerably more accurate if you stay in the pocket and don't move around as much. Obviously some quarterbacks have the speed and can get outside, but I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time because you're just going to throw some silly interceptions.
Brandon LaFell was the intended receiver.
Okay, let's go with a halfback dive here. Nothing too fancy, just follow your blocks up the gut.
To conclude then, I would definitely recommend this game to any fan of the franchise. If you've been playing this the last few years and have loved every game, this one isn't going to disappoint you. On the other side, if you're a newcomer to the game, then maybe this is a good time to jump in because the new game flow system allows it to be a lot more accessible and it just makes the game a lot more fun for everyone. On the other side of things, if you're one of the people who've been waiting for the next big update out of the Madden series, you're not going to find it here, I'm sorry to say. It's a good game and the game flow system really does add a lot, but it's not a big update in the series by any means. There's nothing game changing here.
You see a run like that with the kind of blocking downfield that we just saw. Wide receivers trust me on this one. They don't get paid to block, but that time they earned a little extra cash.
I would like to give this game a 9 out of 10 overall, but this however is as a standalone game. If I was to compare it to other games in the Madden series, it'd be more of a 7 or an 8. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant game and I'm definitely going to play it a lot. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I surpassed 20 seasons on the franchise mode with ease. I will however say that this isn't the biggest update to come out of the Madden series, and if that's what you're waiting for then you're not looking in the right place. I would recommend this game to anyone, whether this be new players or players who've been playing it for a long time, but if you don't think it's the game for you, you're probably right.
That's going to wrap up the action. Highlights are straight ahead.